Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. Such a pleasure to always have you on board. Well, of course, my good name is Evan Sokinyi, and I'm always glad to bring you up to date with all that is taking place in this country. And of course, this fine morning, I'm joined by Professor Herman Manyora. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I want us to have this conversation, but then I want us to begin from your recent tweet, actually, pertaining to a certain piece that was written by the Daily Nation, of course, them rewriting there that Musalia Mudavadi to fold NC in grand UDA plan. That is the kind of title that we had in that particular daily, on that particular day. But here you are, you tweeted here, I hope this is not another carrot dangled to my brother, as has been since the days of Moi, Raila, and then Uhuru, not stopping to learn. Folding your party is pulling down your house to sleep in the neighbor's couch. Rigathi must be the happiest. Let us base our argument on this particular story here. Musalia Mudavadi folding his party, or rather the possibility of doing that and joining the UDA party. Why are you against this? Why does
Who said I'm against it?
But going by that tweet, why would you make such kind of a tweet for it?
No, just say, for example, Rigathi must be the happiest. Yeah, because he's seeing a continuation of what has been happening.
Okay.
Yeah, and enjoying his would-be competitor. Because unless other things change within Kenya Kwanza, the two people we are looking at are Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi.
Okay.
So I say Musalia Mudavadi is doing what he has been doing best. Moi made him behave like a good boy. Just behave well. Hata ukitaka kunywa pombe labda anakunywa usiku. Remain a good boy, I will make you president. He never did that. When people left Kanu, Saitoti, Raila, everybody else, he left for a brief while, but Moi reminded him, you see, I told you I'm going to give... So he came back and lost the election with Uhuru Kenyatta. After that, well, he was young. He needed to learn a few lessons. But again, he worked with Raila under the Pentagon, and he was expecting that in 2013, Raila would support him. And that didn't come to pass. Still, in 2013, the Madimon issue, after he ditched the young boys, you say, could dish, after he left Raila, he again thought Uhuru and Ruto were going to give him the president in 2013. That didn't happen. You see, that's what I'm saying. Rigathi Gachagua is looking at that and laughing. There is a trend, it's a pattern. And the patterns tell stories. Engineers will tell you that. And after that, he came back in 2017 with NASA. They didn't make it. Again, he must have hoped that come 2022, Raila will actually look his way, bypass Kalonzo and give him.
Okay.
When that didn't seem to be working, he got very angry, he was sulky. But then Uhuru appeared to suggest that he was going to leave him the presidency. The best example is what happened during the burial of his mother. May God rest her soul in peace. Hannah, when she passed on, and during the funeral, there were all the indication that Uhuru was going to give this thing to Mudavadi. So what I'm saying, now that Ruto is putting him in the same state, dangling the same carrot, I'm just asking, he hasn't learned that power is not given. You go for power yourself. And that's why Rigathi Gachagua can take a holiday, knowing very well he has no competitor. That's what I'm saying. But I'm not against anybody. I'm just saying, and remember, I've also said, people who can remove Ruto in 2027 are only two for now. Either Musalia Mudavadi or Rigathi Gachagua. If they face him, they'll remove him. Any one of them. So I'm not saying he's useless. I'm saying he just doesn't seize the moments. In politics, you look at opportunities and you exploit those opportunities. You go for them. You create some present themselves. What you do with the opportunities is what makes a successful politician.
How detrimental would folding ANC to join UDA be towards Musalia Mudavadi's political survival in future here?
First of all, he becomes a lame duck. I mean, he just becomes very weak in 2027. He was unable to sell Ruto in 2027. You can imagine having folded ANC. People will make mincemeat of his.
Why are you saying
efforts.
he was unable to sell Ruto in 2022?
He didn't. He was unable, I'm saying. But the evidence is on the ground. Okay. His governor is ODM, not UDA or Kenya Kwanza. His senator is Osozi. The governor is teacher. Those are ODM people, not Kenya Kwanza people. In his own county, small county. Raila got more votes than Ruto. So what else are you talking about? Okay. It's the Wetangula on his side of Western Kenya that he managed to deliver votes to Ruto and not Mudavadi. Okay. So I'm saying, now that you are following your UDA party, your NC party, and Ruto is not making you running mate, because he will not make him running mate. This you can take to the bank. Ruto will be committing political suicide to ditch Raila, Rigathi, and go for Mudavadi. It will be suicide. Even with Raila's support, it will be complete suicide. I'm telling you. You cannot ignore the Mount Kenya people. It will be suicide because the Mount Kenya will be angry. And they will be so united. They will be so formidable that Ruto will go nowhere. So he's not going to make that mistake. Okay. And therefore, I do not see Ruto making Musalia the running mate in 2027. However, what he will do, and what I hear people celebrating, he will promise him in 2027. 2030. So how will you emerge just from nowhere when Gachagua has been deputy president for 10 years? How can you fight him? Imagine that forceful man called Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi, you call him?
Rigathi.
Can you imagine Rigathi, 10 years deputy president, and then you are coming from some Luya bush somewhere, or some sugar plantation in Mumias? You want to fight Rigathi for president in 2022, 32. You cannot manage. So if Ruto is serious about Musalia Mudavadi, let him make him running mate in 2027. But fold your party, go tell people we are supporting Ruto in 2027 with Rigathi Gachagua as running mate. But he will support him in 2030. Nobody will listen to you. So people just laugh you away.
Under what basis are you saying that Mudavadi is not likely to beat Gachagua in 2032 if at all Gachagua serves full term, of course, as a deputy president of the country?
You know, from the days of vice presidents, from Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Jomo Joseph Murumbi, Daniel Arap Moi, Mike Kibaki, Joseph Karanja, and so on and so forth, these people have learned their lessons. And with those lessons, you can see what Ruto has done. That's number one. So anybody like Gachagua will know. He will always sleep with one eye open. There's no way Gachagua will sleep with both eyes closed that Ruto will make him president in 2032. No, they have learned their lessons. I'm saying from the times of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga until Ruto last time. They know. Saitoti, they know. Now they know. Even if you are buddies like how? You sleep with one eye open. So Gachagua cannot close both eyes. He will be sleeping with one eye open. And for 10 years, he will be so formidable. An outsider coming for him will not manage him. It will be very difficult.
But of course, some would also argue and say that apart from President William Ruto, no other second in command has actually been able to achieve whatever is achieved right now.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They have learned their lessons.
Okay.
From trusting vice presidents who never knew whether 1 o'clock news will end before they are sacked on every single day. Watu walikuwa nafutwa kazi. Kila saa saba, weka saa saba, radio, Voice of Kenya, then KBC. When news is over, you know you still have your job. So from those days, until even the new constitution brought in William Ruto as deputy president, these second in command have learned their lesson. They know you can't trust the president 100%. He may be your closest buddy, but you prepare yourself. And that's what Ruto did from 2013. Ruto did not prepare from 2013 just because he wanted to be president or because he knew he was using history, not because he's smart. Of course he's smart. But a lot of what he did was informed by our own history. Yeah, how vice president and have always been treated. So Gachagua will follow the same footsteps. He knows. He knows you build your own war chest in terms of resources because this is a country of money. Gachagua knows you build a network of friends across the country. This is what Ruto did from 2014, 2013. So Gachagua has all these lessons. And being second in command, you know how human nature is. People always want to associate with power. And towards the second half of the second term of the president, focus goes to another person.
Okay.
You see, that's how Ruto was able to galvanize support in the country. I'm not saying he galvanized enough to beat Raila or anything like that, but he galvanized serious support. Because focus was no longer on Uhuru Kenyatta.
Okay.
Focus was in the incoming person. And Ruto presented that image of the incoming person. So all the Gachagua will need to do is to present the country with the image of that man during the lame duck presidency of Ruto. Around 2028 there, 2029, going to 2030. People will no longer be interested in William Ruto. They will be looking at the next person. And what Gachagua needs to do is to present himself as that person using state office, state resources. You get it? Because as the deputy president, you have state resources. You remember the famous Karen home. That address is powerful. Yeah, so I don't see Mudavadi challenging Rigathi for 2030. It's a no-brainer. However, Mudavadi has a fighting chance in 2027, either to confront Ruto directly, and he will get a lot of support, by the way, a lot of support. You as truly may even support him. Or to insist to Ruto, if indeed we are walking this journey with you.
But of course he said he's not going to fight against the president.
That's what he has said. So
that is
but the politician, you trust what the politician says. So let us assume it is true he's not going to fight. The only chance therefore he has is to ensure Ruto makes him running mate. And I've told you that's next to impossible. Yeah, that's what I meant.
So you're not seeing any kind of way here left for of course, Musalia Mudavadi, our Prime Cabinet Secretary here, to succeed maybe the president in 2032, as you're saying here?
It's difficult.
Okay.
And many factors also, work against Mudavadi. Top on the list, of course, I've said these people getting used to this idea of he wants to be given and they're tired of it. But another big factor is age and the changing political ecosystem globally. The world is becoming more complex today, more digital. Africa is being more youthful. And unless you are really close to power, you are just sliding. You're like a prince, just to inherit the king. Unless you are sliding like you are deputy president, and you are just sliding more or less like inheritance when the king dies. Anybody of a certain age, my friend, they will not operate in this world. 10 years from now, 8 years from now, by 2032, you are emerging from somewhere, you are 70-something. You are telling Kenyans, make me president. And there's nothing unique about you. You are not a William Ruto. You are not a Raila Odinga. These Ruto and Raila are unique individuals.
But you are Musalia Mudavadi. You see, back then, Prof, I have had these conversations with you for over 2 years right now. And back then you wouldn't actually talk of you're not a William Ruto. Of course, back then you would
I've
talk
always
of
said
you are a
Ruto is
Raila
a tough
Odinga.
man. I've always said that. Who has ever denied? I have videos on, I've even a video that I can even give you the date.
So what then makes you...
2019, May 18th or thereabout. Check my videos of 20. I said this is how Ruto will become president. And I was telling Uhuru and Raila, this is what will make Ruto the president. Top on the list was he's a go-getter. He's a man with an eye on what he wants and he goes for it.
So let's say...
At what point did I ever say Ruto was not capable? I have never said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So William Ruto successfully made a William Ruto. What makes you think that Musalia Mudavadi cannot make a Musalia Mudavadi?
But William Ruto did not just wake up and become a William Ruto. William Ruto starts before he's 30. Follow William Ruto from Eldoret North. Flowering giants like Chege. Chege was not just another Kalenjin there. He was one of the richest people in this country. One of the most successful farmers. Recognized globally. Rich. In fact, Moi had, I think, grown up in their home at some point. Been brought up in their home at some point. These KFA things you are talking about and the rest of these farmer organizations, he was top. He was a powerful name, but Ruto just put him down. And Ruto went against Moise, whatever, and he successfully did it. You can see Ruto very aggressive in 2007, defending Raila's victory at the KIC. So Ruto didn't just happen. There was a Ruto from the making from the days of YK 92. And I'm not saying it's too late for anybody to start. But I'm just saying, so far we have not seen evidence.
Your good friend, the Kotu Secretary General, Francis Atwoli, has a different view and a different perspective from what you're saying here. And actually was weighing in on this conversation about what is taking place in the Mulembe Nation with regards to the unity there and kingpin wars and all that. But he's saying that the kind of move that Musalia Mudavadi made in the last general elections by deciding to support William Ruto was actually a good and a well-calculated move. And therefore, he says that these are the kind of leaders that we want, somebody who would actually smell where victory is and lead us there. Do you agree with Francis Atwoli based on what he's saying with regards to Musalia Mudavadi's choice?
I have no reason to disagree with what Atwoli is saying, that Mudavadi made a good choice. But if you ask me, and my opinion is out there, I think it was a wrong move. And the time will prove one of us right. I don't think, I've always been of the view that Mudavadi's fate was tied with Raila. I've been always of that view. And as a vacuum is being created today, if Raila is exiting either on the basis of age or on the basis of very many unsuccessful attempts and therefore not this time, or by going to AU, if he clinches it, this vacancy would have been God sent from Mudavadi. He will be the natural heir to the throne. And since Mudavadi, there's nothing, nobody has anything against Mudavadi across the country. So if there's a serious campaign to sell Mudavadi, it's a very easy sell. Nobody can say they have anything against Mudavadi. And therefore, if he inherited Raila's staff, if Luyas see that the Luos and other people are supporting Mudavadi, and the Luyas are very, very many, they all come out to register and to vote. Mudavadi is already the president. So that's how I was seeing. However, if this party can deliver the president to Mudavadi, it will be okay. We will have bragging rights. He comes from my place. I'll be bragging all the time. Msichezee sisi. Yeah. Hata kama uende State House, nasema nataka kupita State House kidogo. Naona kama nitapata mzee huko. Yeah. Yo, it's okay.
What would be
that is their view. My view is different. My view, the path that was surest for Mudavadi was the Raila path. That to me was the clearest. However, if the Ruto path can deliver the president, then so be it, and that'll be very good for him. Yeah.
But you don't believe that?
I don't believe it's workable. I have I'm not convinced, and I do not see under what circumstances Mudavadi can bypass Rigathi Gachagua for presidency within the outfit that is Kenya Kwanza, unless he bolts out. But within the confines of Kenya Kwanza, I don't see Mudavadi bypassing Gachagua. I don't see. It doesn't. The dynamics don't favor him. No, they don't. The anger that will be accumulated around the mountain will be so powerful, it will be like a river Nile that is flooding. Yeah. Raging towards Egypt. You will not stop it. A raging Mount Kenya is a powerful force that will bring down even Ruto in 2027. Because I've explained myself. If you want Luyas to believe you and begin investing in you, it has to begin in 2027. What does that mean? It means Rigathi Gachagua must be abandoned and Mudavadi picked as running mate. That way, Mudavadi can become president in 2032. It's possible. But he will have to, Ruto and Mudavadi will have to reckon with Mount Kenya anger.
And you're saying here that would be a political
Let me tell you, in this country,
side.
I've been here long enough to know in this country, you cannot ignore Mount Kenya in Kenyan politics. Moi never did, despite what people are trying to lie to us. You cannot ignore Luos. You can't ignore Luos and you can't ignore Mount Kenya people. So if by some calculation, Ruto reckons he has Raila support and he gives running mate position to Mudavadi, then certainly he will have set himself up against Mount Kenya. And I can assure you, it will be a tussle he will not win. It will be completely impossible.
Okay.
Because these people can be so annoyed, they can even support somebody else.
Here we are.
Yeah.
If you are in the kind of position that Musalia Mudavadi finds himself in, already he's committed to supporting the president even in 2027, what could you actually do differently
If I was
to change this situation and the scenario?
If I was Mudavadi, I will challenge Ruto in 2027. Simple. And I will win.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I have said, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. Only Gachagua and Ruto and Mudavadi can beat Ruto in 2027. Only Mudavadi and Gachagua. Either as a team or individually. Each of them can have a chance against Ruto. For now. There's nobody else. But the name Muho Kenyatta, that's another frightening name. Even Muho, for example, Gachagua was still with Ruto. So Gachagua is with Ruto. And the Kikuyus are increasingly getting unhappy with what's going on. If somebody like Muho Kenyatta or another powerful Kikuyu name came, wanasema wacha hii Rigathi Gachagua aendelee na hiyo mtu yake huyo, sisi tuone. It will be disaster for them.
Of course, I heard you mention the name Muho Kenyatta in one of your videos. Oh, definitely. That's a conversation that I would also love to hear from you here, because these people are saying that you normally see far.
We try.
And definitely. That's something that I can see while standing, or rather, what you can see while sitting here, I can't see even if I climb on top of this tree.
Sometimes. We have lived a little long enough. Yeah.
So to say. But well, let's wait and see if at all the Prime Cabinet Secretary would actually fold his party and join the president's ruling UDA party, and the kind of consequences that that actually has for him. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to stop this conversation at this particular moment, but please subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time. Till we have this conversation again, my name is Evans. Okay.